So seriously, I've just got to get this one out there. So I'm sitting here this morning. I'm kind of putting a video, and I do that, and I felt something on my chin, and I thought, oh, there's a bit of fluff there. So I went to pull it. Hold on, let me see if I can get it. Can you see that? It's actually attached to me. There's a hair growing out the side of my face. What the heck is going on here? Another reminder of the passage of time. So if public speaking, presenting, sharing your voice. And when I say public speaking and presenting, people, of course, immediately think about being on stage or like I'm doing here, hosting a webinar, but actually, it shows up in so many different ways. That could be everything from participating in meetings at work, networking events, interviews, even your social settings rely on being able to speak and express yourself and make a connection with other human beings. So it goes way beyond just being on stage or being on a webinar. So if that is something that you've always wanted to do not let the passage of time catch up with you and be sitting there a year from now, 10 years from now, 15 years from now, 20 years from now, waiting for your opportunity. Join me for the Fearless Public Speaking program. So what I want to do today is share with you the bonuses that we have, and one of them is running out this month. So now hopefully I've got them in the right order. So let's get started. Bonus number one, there will be a series of live Q&A sessions. So for those of you who are doing the VIP version of the program, you get a series of those. If you're doing the regular program, you get to join us for one of those, and you can bring your questions to the table. So whatever it is you're working on, whichever context, scenario, or setting that you're going to be speaking or presenting in, I will answer your specific questions. I will set up a form so you can send those in advance. I'll also make it so that you can send those in anonymously, because people don't always want to reveal who they are and what they're going through, but nonetheless, you want to get your problems and challenges solved. So live Q&A sessions. And of course, if you want to join me live, you can do. There will always be a replay recording. So that is bonus number one. Bonus number two. Yay, we have got them in order, as long as I click them in the right order. Bonus number two is the mini masterclass modules. There will be the core training, which we're probably going to do in 3 blocks, because people have said they prefer shorter chunks of time, 2 or 3 hours. So we'll split down what would have been a one-day workshop. We'll do it in blocks of time. And outside of that, I'm also going to put together some mini modules. So it may be that there is something very specific that I want to focus on. It might not be part of the core training per se. However, it's still important in the topic of public speaking and presenting. So there'll be the mini masterclass module sessions, so you can take part in those as well. Now, some of them, if they're short, if they're 5 or 10 minutes, a bit like this video here, I'm just going to record the video, I'll upload it, you can find it online. If it's going to be something a bit longer, then you will have the opportunity to join me live. Bonus number 3 is the PDF quick reference guides. Similar to the mini masterclass modules, there will be times where you have a question. Let's just say, for example, you have that scenario that I have a lot, where you suddenly get invited to speak, you do not have much time. And so I've put one of the guides is how to get yourself prepared under pressure, because some people do find those situations high pressure. Let's just say you get contacted by a television or radio company, which I often do. This story has just broken. Can you join us live online? Oftentimes you've got, sometimes if you're lucky, a couple of hours, but oftentimes it can be a couple of minutes away, and you've just got to be ready, camera ready. So there's a little guide there that you can go into, 2 or 3 pages, get the information you need, come back out again. So I'm putting a series of those PDF guides together, so they're quick reference. Just go in and get the information you need. I've just put one together, for example, kind of 7 steps for getting yourself prepared for a presentation. That's a 1-pager, that's an infographic. So you go, glance at that, run through the checklist. I've done that, I've done that, I've done that, I've done that. You're good to go, off you go. So there'll be a series of those guides, and they'll be in the Learning Management Center. So that's bonus number 3. Bonus number 4 is you'll get those of you doing the VIP program, you will get a private one-to-one coaching session with me as well. We'll do that online or by telephone, depending on how you like to work. Have also sometimes done them by FaceTime, but I'll leave that to people to decide how they want to do it. And this is for where there may be things that you don't want to mention in the group, that you don't want to put into the submission form, even though it is anonymous. It may be that this is something that you specifically are working on. Let's just say, for example, you are going for an interview. That's not relevant for the whole group, but it's very relevant for you. So you'll have a one-to-one coaching session with me included in the VIP program. Let's see, we're on a roll. We're going in the right order so far as well. This is good. Bonus number 5. For those of you who are doing the VIP program, you have lifetime access to the material, because oftentimes something doesn't necessarily come at the right time for you. You might be in the middle of doing something. You may be busy in what you're doing in terms of your life in general, your work, your career, which means you can have access to the material whenever you want it, whenever you need it. And it could be further down the line. Something that we did on the workshop wasn't relevant to you at the time. Let's say you weren't doing live television or live radio, and suddenly now you are, that you're out in the world. So you may want to go back and review and refresh that module. So for the VIP version, you've got lifetime access. There is also a general version of the program where you get 12 months access, but so you can decide which of those you want to do. And now this one, bonus number 6, is optional. The reason it's optional, I always smile at this one. It's an accountability portal. So that's online, it's automated. You can use this for writing notes to yourself, creating a to-do list. What happens when you create the to-do list, because you'll put a date in when you're going to do it by, if the system detects that you haven't done it, it will email you and say, hey, you said you were going to do this, you haven't done it yet. And it's going to prompt you to come back in, give an update, and ideally tick it off when you've completed it. And there are a couple of ways that this can be set up. It can be set up so it's just your private portal, only you will see it and you'll just receive the reminders, the updates. It can also be set up that everyone else in the program can see it, or it can be set up that I can see it, which means I can have a look and go, they said they were going to do that. They haven't gone in and ticked it off. Maybe they just haven't logged in, or perhaps they haven't done it. So it's an extra form of accountability, but it's optional, but it's there if people wanted to use it. So that's bonus number 6. And bonus number 7, I always think of Len Goodman when I say 7. This is for the launch week only, which we're in now. So if you're watching this in real time, this will be expiring shortly. This, and the reason I've added this as a bonus, again, it's not part of the core material. It's day 1 of my online photo reading certification class. The reason I've included this is day 1, we're really focusing on step 1, getting yourself into the accelerated learning state, what you might also call, it's partly related to the flow state. When you are in a state of flow, that is the absolute best state to be in when you're speaking, pitching, presenting, conversing. So you'll be able to go through that, get yourself into the flow state. And of course, we're going through the beginnings of the photo reading whole mind system. Being able to photo read at 25,000 words per minute. And just to put that into context, the average reading speed is 300 to 400 words a minute. So 25,000 words per minute is an upgrade on that for sure. And also being able to get through whole books in 5 minutes. For those of you who are having to do research for your talks, reading, preparation in advance of your talks, this is a skill that next levels everything. Also, with regards to photo reading, we're talking about, it's probably, my little box of tricks. We're also talking about how do you get left and right brain integration? Why is that important when you're public speaking? If you are someone who is at the moment, because you haven't taken the program, a nervous public speaker, most likely you are presenting from actually just the little part of the brain, that logical, analytical, fight or flight part. That's not a good place to be, because it closes down your creativity, it shuts down your memory and recall, and that is where people find that they are on stage and they're rabbit in the headlights, can't remember what they want to say, umming and ahhing all over the place, or sometimes unhelpfully so telling us they've lost their place. That's what happens when the mind and brain starts closing down. What we want is what we call in photo-reading terms the whole mind, whole brain learning. We want left and right brain actively engaged in that process. And not only do you have the logical structure, you also have that wonderful creativity. Photo reading is hands down amazing for that. And we cover that in detail on day one of the photo reading certification class. So if you're booking during launch week, which is this week, if you're watching this in real time, you can check the date on this video to see if you are. So I'm going to give you day one of the photo reading whole mind system so that you can get yourself into that state, add it into the mix to next level your skills. So those are the bonuses that we have for you. Very exciting, even if I do say so myself. And so if you're someone who is nervous about public speaking, I ran a series of free live webinars, taster webinars this month, ran one on Wednesday, which is 2 days ago from this in real time. And some of you might have seen the video that Sita Jones put together, for example, where within minutes of attending that 60-minute session, had ideas, put it into action. She came up with an analogy and a process that is already helping her in her daily life. The videos are on my page. The videos are also on her page because she was inspired enough to go and do she did a video straight after attending the free taster webinar. She also did a video the next day, which was yesterday. So head on to her page and watch those videos. Just fantastic. And what I'll probably do is I'll add a link to them underneath this video as well. But my thinking was, look, if you're getting that just in 60 minutes on a free taster where I'm just testing out some of the material, imagine being on the whole program. But this view here, if you look at that and go, whoa, oh my God, I'm very excited to see how that changes as we go through the program. So yeah, those are the bonuses. Just wanted to give you a quick run through and overview of what those bonuses are. If you want further details, you can see it's going along the ticker tape there. Go to www.bit.ly/fearless public speaking program. Outside of that, you can also go to my main website. Again, that's going along the bottom of the ticker tape, www.transformationstm.com. That's TRANCE, F for Freddie, so FORMATIONSTM, as in trademark, transformationstm.com. Click the red What's New button, normally top right of the screen, and a panel will slide out, and you'll just have a little scroll. You'll see what's happening currently. If you are not on my e-newsletter list, because that's where I send out the invites for the free sessions, if I'm testing things out, I sent out some of the PDF guides. For example, I wanted people to have a look through. Is it okay? What do you think? Any spelling mistakes? And most importantly, are the tips useful and helpful? So thank you to those of you who have done that for my e-newsletter list. Feedback was great, did work, was very helpful. So that is absolutely fantastic. So that's the place where I'll test out new material. So again, go to the transformationstm.com website. Top left is where you will then see a box where you can sign up and join the MailChimp list. So that's it. Really, really, really looking forward to those of you who will be joining us for the program. In terms of where you're heading, if you go to the bit.ly site, when you arrive, it's the Zenler site, but you'll see all of the information about the program. I put a video, for example, of one of the last-minute TV appearances I did with Vanessa Feltz on the Vanessa Feltz show. We were talking about remote working, which is one of my specialist subjects. So you'll find all of that information there. There'll also be a couple of checklists in terms of helping you determine if this is right for you. You can also meet some of my previous clients. I know it's too small for you to read, but this is the wonderful Rachel CK, who did the very first version of this program when it was just a one-day online video webinar workshop. So Rachel took it well after I had recorded it. So she was watching the on-demand version, and the wonderful results that she had are on the site as well. So you'll meet some of the people who have taken this program, the first version. This is the amped up version with all of the extras, the PDF guides, the quick reference guides, the masterclass modules, the live coaching Q&A. None of that existed when Rachel took it, and she still had amazing, incredible results. So you'll find all of that on the page. So go forth and have a little look see. It will be absolutely fantastic to work with you if you would like to take the program. This is a bit different to what I often do, because oftentimes I run a program, then put it out for on demand. I'm doing it differently this time. So once the doors close, because we have those live components, once the doors close, that's it. You will not be able to join us for the program. You won't be having immediate access to the replay either, unless you're part of the group. So if you would like to do it, get in there before the virtual doors close, which is coming up very, very soon. Just got a few other things to get in place, a few things I wanted to test out. But once I'm finished with test mode, we then go to launch, the doors will close, and the Fearless Public Speaking program will get underway. So really look forward to working with those of you who have already signed up. And if you know that public speaking, presenting, finding and using your voice, having more gravitas, more impact, and just being more confident when speaking, even as I said earlier, if that's just in meetings or on one-to-one settings, then this is most definitely for you. It's also for you whether you are a beginner, we're going to go through all of the fundamentals, or whether you're a seasoned presenter. And the reason I've got those masterclass modules is there'll be people who go, because I'm seeing who's already booked on, I've got some people who are already amazing speakers, so they can then just head to those places where they just want to next level their skills. So your starting point and skill level, we're covering all of those bases. So it'll be absolutely wonderful to have you join us. I shall leave it there. Marilyn Devonish, over and out. And if you know anyone who could benefit from this training, it may not be for you, but I'd be really grateful and appreciative if you would share the details with them. That would be absolutely amazing. Catch you all later.